Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. So I'd like to welcome each one of you for this wonderful festival of Ramachandra Vijayotsava or Dasa. On this occasion, we will take a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is from Canto 2, Chapter 10, text number 4. If she makes noise, you can please. Yes. So the verse goes like this. It's there on the screen. You can see this. Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya Poshanam Tad Anugraha Manvantarani Saddharma Utaya Karma Vasana Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya Poshanam Tad Anugraha Manvantarani Saddharma Utaya Karma Vasana Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya Poshanam Tad Anugraha Manvantarani Saddharma Utaya Karma Vasana. Synonyms: Sthitihi, the right situation. Vaikuntha Vijayaha, the victory of the Lord of Vaikuntha. Poshanam, maintenance. Tat Anugraha, his causeless mercy. Manvantarani, the reign of the Manus. Saddharmaha, perfect occupational duty. Utayaha, impetus to work. Karma vasanaha, desire for fruitive work. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the right situation for the living entities is to obey the laws of the Lord and thus be in perfect peace of mind under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Manus and their laws are meant to give right direction in life. The impetus for activity is the desire for fruitive work. Translation with repetition. The right situation for the living entities is to obey the laws of the Lord and thus be in perfect peace of mind under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Manus and their laws are meant to give direction, are meant to give right direction in life. The impetus for activity is the desire for fruitive work. It's a long purport. I would not go into that. We will speak on this verse. This is a very beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Verse is saying Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijayaha. Right? Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijayaha. Vijaya is actually victory, isn't it? Today we are celebrating Ramachandra Vijayotsava, the victory of Lord Ram. So this verse also talks about Vijayaha. Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijayaha. Whose victory? Vaikuntha Vijayaha. Actually, another name of the Lord is Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is also the abode of the Lord, and also his name is called Vaikuntha. Kuntha means anxieties, and Vaikuntha means where there is no anxiety. So this is Vaikuntha Vijaya. Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijayaha. Poshanam tadanugraha. Poshanam tadanugraha. Anugraha is mercy of the Lord. Poshanam tadanugraha. Manvantarani saddharma utayaha karma vasana. Manvantarani, there are Manus, right, from whose descendants all of us we are called Manusya, because we are descendants of Manu. Even in English we call man Manava. Manava means of the descendant of Manu. Manvantarani Saddharma. So there are 14 Manus. When we were chanting the mantras, we mentioned about one Manu, and there are different times. 1,000 Divya Yugas of Brahma, that is one day of Brahma. There are 71 periods, 71 Divya Yugas, which is ruled by this Manus, and there are 14 Manus who come in one day of Brahma. So Manvantarani Saddharma. There are these Manus who are acting, and they have given certain rules and regulations which are known as Saddharma, which we are supposed to follow or obey. Utayaha karma vasana. But whereas we are busy in the impetus for the activity is actually the desire for fruitive work. The translation is very nice. The right situation for the living entities is to obey the laws of the Lord, and thus be in perfect peace of mind under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Manus and their laws are meant to give right direction in life. The impetus for activity is the desire for fruitive work. Now, all of you, how many of you were there when we burnt Ravana? All of you were there. Okay. So we say that this is victory of good over evil. What is good? What is evil? You can keep your phone in silent. I'll give you a few minutes so that we can attentively hear. Hearing is a very powerful process. Unfortunately, modern day people have forgotten the art of hearing because of their distractions in mind. You're free to go away if you don't want. That's fine, because Ravana is already burnt. But the real Ravana is lying somewhere else, and that Ravana never gets burnt so easily. That's not somewhere outside, that's there inside our heart. And to burn that Ravana, had it been that easy, we would have all become pure devotees and we would have left from this place. But it's not that easy. And the Lord, out of His compassion, is telling some things. If we follow, like I hit the arrow first time, it didn't hit the target, right? It missed the target. But if you know the art, you can kill the Ravana inside. But you need to know the art. If you don't know the art, then the Ravana inside troubles us perennially, continuously, eternally. So choice is ours. Here is an attempt to tell you something, not my opinion, which the scriptures, the revealed scriptures are sharing as to what we should do and how we should act. So what is good, what is evil? What do you think? What's evil? Sambhu? Seem to have some puzzle in your face thinking, what's evil? Wonder of silence. I'm asking, what is evil?
Seeing God in like every person is good, and treating like any person or any living being as not in not in what even is
Seeing God in every being is good, and not seeing is bad. Okay. So if you are not seeing, are you seeing God in everybody sitting here? You are seeing. Okay. And if you're not seeing, how many of you are not seeing? Somebody said no, actually. So if they're not seeing, then that's bad. Let's be very, very, very practical, pragmatic. Why we need this spiritual knowledge? What is it? What it can do to us? Who is going to benefit from this? This knowledge, if we receive it, is the Lord who's going to benefit? Is the sages who have written the scriptures, they are going to benefit? Who is going to benefit? We are going to benefit. Why? Because we are looking for happiness. Unfortunately, all of us, we are looking for happiness, but we don't know who we are. We know everything else in life. We are doing so many inquiries. How to be happy, how to possess this, how to do that, how to do this. All those things we are having constant inquiries, but we never spend time to understand who we are. What is going on inside? If I ask you, nobody is observing you, nobody is watching you, nobody is paying attention to what you are praying. You are there before the Lord. Pray with your open heart. Everybody will say that there are so many Ravanas inside. Those Ravanas, we don't want to show it to others. But we know very well that the Ravana is there inside. And that Ravana, when it becomes powerful inside, we don't know what's the right thing, what to do, what not to. And we live with that Ravana eternally, thinking that this is what life is. But here is a situation, here is a solution which is given in the scriptures as to how we can kill the Ravana within, how it is possible. Very interestingly, these words that is used here are very, very important. Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya. Okay, let's start with the word sthiti. Imagine this garland which is given to me. If I leave this garland here for 2 days, what will happen to this? It will decay, it will wear out. What I need to do if I have to maintain this? Put it in fridge, right? Put it in refrigerator. I told, please keep your phone in silent. Put it in refrigerator. So to maintain this for freshness, even if it is some fruits or vegetables or anything, if we have to keep it fresh, we have to put it in refrigerator. Here the word used is Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya. The Lord is making elaborate arrangements for each one of us in this material world to enjoy. Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya. Just to facilitate our desires, which we have developed from time immemorial, to be here independent of the Lord and indulge in sense gratification, the Lord is facilitating in so many ways, unlimited ways. But we don't realize that and we take it for granted. For example, if there is all of you having smartphone which is making noise now and then, and you want to see, you want to jump into your calls, messages, you want to see, some service provider is there, and if you don't pay that monthly, that service provider will disconnect, and then you will not be able to use that phone. Because you are paying, you are having that service. Similarly, this electricity, utility, everything we are paying monthly. But imagine all of us, we are sitting here, we are taking oxygen freely, nicely. Is there anybody who comes with a bill? This month you have consumed this much of oxygen, this is the bill for that? Oh, we get that. Every day in the morning, sun rises without fail at the right time. And we take that heat and we use it for so many different things. If sun is not there, existence is not possible. The other day, Chanchal Prabhu was giving so powerful example, isn't it? That he was telling, suppose you are going in a flight and sometimes you hear this announcement by the pilot that, This is the pilot making an announcement. We are cruising at 60,000 feet. The temperature outside is minus 60 degree Fahrenheit. But we are all there inside in 90 degrees or 98 degrees or 100 degree Fahrenheit. And we're not experiencing, and Prabhu was saying that, you're looking from your window and you're seeing bright sunshine and cloud and everything looks the same. But the temperature is minus 68. And when the flight lands, again the sun is brightly shining and clouds are there, but the temperature is something which you can bear. It's bearable temperature. It's not minus 68 degree anymore. So there is a layer of ozone which protects the temperature not to become below zero, and we are able to exist there. If the position of Earth would have been a little farther, or if it would have been a little closer, we would have not existed. What this verse is telling is, like for protecting the freshness of the garland or any substance, we have to do so much of effort. How many of you use microwave? How many of you don't cook every day and you heat it in microwave and eat it, right? So many of you, right? Maybe you are hesitating to show your hands what people will think, but the reality is known to each one of us, isn't it? The Lord to sthiti, just to ensure that the spirit soul, that is our true identity, which is trapped in the body, to ensure that it continues its journey of enjoying life, creates elaborate arrangement. There is the whole earth is there, it is rightly situated, not too far, not too close, and the oxygen is there. Anything you see, behind that it is the Lord. Who gives us these vegetables? Where does it come from? We say some hotel it has come, or some cook has cooked it. Yes, but where did he get it from? It came from somewhere from the farm. How did it come from? You just put some seeds, and there was rain, there was nothing that you did, but somehow at the right time it germinated, and the seed became a tree or a plant, and then at the right time some fruits came, and you plucked it and you brought it. Every single facility for our life in this material world is given to the Lord. Yet, we don't follow Him. Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya. The real victory in life is when we learn the art of becoming obedient to the laws of the Lord. Our existence, actually, as long as we are in ignorance, ajnana, we don't see the hand of the Lord in every single situation of our life. And that is very clearly in Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Thousands and lakhs and millions of people are there in this material world. Somebody is making an attempt. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Kaschid, hardly wants to know why I am going through all these miseries. What is the root cause? What is this happening to me? I want to be happy, but unhappiness, miseries come unsought. I have not asked for them. How does this come? Hardly one questions like that. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam. Out of those thousands and lakhs of people, those few who are inquiring, yatatam api siddhanam, kaschin, some rare soul, mam betti tattvataha. He knows me in truth. And this truth, this knowledge doesn't come easily. That's why people are, they come, they have some motive, something they do, they go away. Fair enough. Nobody is telling that, you should not live life in your own way, but be prepared for the consequences. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan maham prapatyante. Vasudeva sarvamiti. Actually, a thoughtful, knowledgeable man who's little intelligent can see behind every single material facility there is a hand of the Lord. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan maham prapadyante. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlava. To see that kind of a person is very rare. I was telling that, our life is like a journey. It's a journey. A journey has got two things about it. You move from one place to another. You move also with respect to time, with respect to space, and with respect to time. Many of us, we took birth somewhere. For different reasons, we went for our study somewhere. We now are working here. And also there is, with respect to time, we were also babies like him or her, small children. Now we have grown. Some of us are, little more elderly, advanced in age. Some are little less. Whatever it is, this is a journey that we are undergoing. Each one of us, we are going through this journey. In the journey of life, if we want to become victorious, if we want to do right thing, this verse is telling, Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijayaha Poshanam Tadanugraha Manvantarani Saddharma Utayaha Karma Vasana. Are you all familiar with the 4 Purusharthas which the Vedic scriptures talk about? क्या मिलेगा जान के पुरुषार्थ? Purusha doesn't refer to man only. Human body. Doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman or a boy or a girl. What are the 4 Purusharthas which the Vedic scriptures talk about? Who said? Any other answer? Did you hear what he said? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Okay, that's right. What is it? Don't get... I'm still thinking maybe it is right or wrong. This is the right answer. Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. These are 4 Purusharthas. Like a vehicle which is running on 4 wheels, our life also needs to run on Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. But in this age, in this Kali Yuga, 99.99% of the people have 2 tires which are punctured. Or no air in that. You know which are those? Dharma? पुश 2 बोल रहा हूँ, धर्म अर्थ काम सब डाल देगा उसमें. 2 tires. Dharma and moksha. There is no impetus for dharma. There is nobody cares about moksha. Only artha and kama. Only artha and kama. Accumulate more money, more and more money, and accumulate more and more kama, desires. Kidhar, kahan se sense gratification hoga? How will I go and indulge in some sense? That is our chief goal. And for that, what you need? Artha. Bas. Now imagine if you are going in a vehicle in four wheels and 2 wheels are punctured or there is no air. What will happen? Have you experienced? This is what our life is. Very, very interestingly, actually, we are so fortunate that we've got a human body, and we are so unfortunate because we don't know what is the value of this human body. Garuda Purana, there is a very powerful verse which comes. Just to build some things, you need to really understand what exactly what is it that they are saying? Is it some volumes of pages which are written by some sages out of some madness? Oh, these are seekers of truth. Years of austerity and meditation and just, contemplating on the absolute, looking at the sky and doing some kind of deep contemplation within, they have gotten some very powerful truths, which is relevant and related to our own lives. It can transform us. We have not artha and kam hai, bas इसी में लगे रहते हैं. There's a very beautiful verse which is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'm just telling you. It says, Artha turanam na suhrut na bandhu, kama turanam na bhayam na lajja, chinta turanam na sukham na nidra, kshudha turanam na balam na teja. Very, very powerful verse, very instructive verse. It actually summarizes kind of our life in these 2 lines. It's from CC Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is actually from Garuda Purana and it is quoted. Artha turanam na surhut na bandhu. Artha atura. Atura means who is just eager about money. Which all of us, many of us, or maybe 99.99%, maybe you are the 0.01, you don't want to associate with that. We agree, no problem. You are very nice people. Artha aturana. But if somebody is only hankering and desiring, thinking, how will I get money? How will I have more money? Then he's telling Artha Turanam, na Suhrut, na Bandhu. There is no friend of his, there is no one who's his relative. Why? How? Really? Is it true? Yes. How many families you have come across in your life when the siblings were living happily, when they were children or when they were young, as soon as they grew up and the father is no more and it comes to the distribution of property, fight, quarrel. Artha Turanam na Suhrut na Bandhu. Person who is just after money doesn't consider anybody to be his friend, doesn't consider anybody to be his relative. That is what exactly was the mentality of Duryodhan. That is what was exactly the mentality of Ravana. Artha Turanam. We just want Artha. Na Suhrut, na Bandhu. These words in earlier days, those words that they were having, they had profound insights, they have profound meanings. They are not mere names. Yudhishthir and Duryodhan, two characters. Actually, the first verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita itself is a liberating verse. So much of depth is there. If sometime, if you are fortunate and you hear from a qualified person coming in Parampara, your life's vision will get changed. Artha Turanam na Suhrun na Bandhu. Yudhishthir, the word Yuddha is there in both Yudhishthir as well as Duryodhan. Yodha, Duryodhana, Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira is one who's steady in the fight. Not just an external fight of the life. Duryodhan, on the other hand, is Artha Turanam. I will not give you even 5 villages. Forget about taking your kingdom. I will not give you even 5 pieces of land. Not even 1 piece of land which comes in the tip of the needle without battle. Artha Turanam na Surun na Bandhu. How many of you went and saw the Mahavatara movie? Mahavatara Narsimha. Some of you didn't? Okay. Which era did it happen? Actual. Narsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu when? Huh? Satya Yuga. Where Narsimhadev was? Narsimhadev was there in Narsimha Loka. He came, tore apart, took that intestine, just garlanded himself. Right? That's sad. Hiranyakashipu, which literally means soft bed and gold. Hiranya is gold and Kashipu is soft bed. Tore him apart. Called, immediately went back. 2 different planets. Then came Tretya Yuga, where Lord Ram and Lord Ravana, they were living in the same planet, but in different countries. Ayodhya and Lanka. Then came Dwapara Yuga. No more different countries. Same country. No more different place, state, same families. And now comes. So where the evil and the good, where they are? Right inside our heart. सबके अंदर है, ऐसा नहीं कि वो अच्छा दिख रहा है, सुंदर है. No, Ravana is there. Artha Turanam na Suhrun na Bandhu. Artha Turanam na Suhrun. Kama Turanam na Bhayam na Lajja. A person who is Kama Turanam, Kama, the lusty desires, na Bhayam, no fear, na Lajja, no shame. Others, women, married, somebody else's, casual relationship, we don't mind. Na Lajja. People do rape, all kinds of things, and they know the legal penalties of that are very severe. Na Bhayam. Kama Turanam, na Bhayam na Lajja. Artha Turanam, na Suhrun na Bandhu. Kama Turanam, na Bhayam na Lajja. When somebody gets overpowered by these lusty desires, and mind you, it's there in each one of us, then na Bhayam, na Lajja. No fear, no shame. Chinta Turanam, na Sukham, na Nidra. Chinta Turanam. Chinta means we've got this anxiety. Somehow or other I should get some money, Or somehow or other I should have this desire to, I've got this unfulfilled desires, I should fulfill them. Chinta turana na sukham na nidra. Don't think those people who are having a lot of money are happy. No. Na sukham. You might be thinking you don't have a particular possession. Somehow or other, if you get that possession, somehow or other, by some dint of good fortune, if you have that, you will be happy. Go and ask those people who are having that. Na sukham. Why? Because very nicely, these things are revealed in the scriptures. Oh, thoughtful men and women, please pay attention. Chinta turanam na sukham. Bhagavad Gita very nicely puts it as asantasya kutha sukham. If a person is agitated, asanta, where is the question of happiness? How can he be happy? Chinta turanam na sukham. Imagine there is a clock over there, and if I have to tell you what is the time over there, you can only tell me the time when you are shaking your head like this. Okay, now you have seen it, but if you imagine something is kept in front of you and you have to read that, and you have to shake your head, you can't read it. Similarly, if you are constantly agitated, asanta, chinta turanam na sukham, no happiness, na nidra, there is no sleep. Person who doesn't have any anxieties, freely he sleeps. But you see how many people, the advancement that you have made in this modern age, how many people take sleeping pills and sleep? Chinta turanam na sukham na nidra. Artha turanam na suhrun na bandhu. Kama turanam na bhayam na lajja. Chinta turanam na sukham na nidra. Kyudha turanam na balam na teja. Kyudha turanam na balam na teja. Kyudha is hunger. Kyudha turanam na balam na teja. But this verse talks about the two wills on which most of us are running, Artha and Kama. And if you are only Arthatura, or if you are only Kamatura, this is what happens. So what is needed is an endeavor for dharma, also for moksha, and which is only possible in this rare human form of life with which we are blessed with. You know, the chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what is it called? Anybody knows? Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Who's saying Arjuna Vishada? Arjuna Vishada Yoga. What is the meaning of the word Vishada? Worry. Sorrow, lamentation, Vishada. There is one word which is called Vishada, and there is one word which is called Prasada. Mind you, if anybody is after Artha and Kama, which 99.99% of people are, they are always Vishada. But they are looking happy, no? They are enjoying, they are coming in nice cars, wearing nice dress, and all photo, Facebook, Instagram, enjoying, life is bliss, some photo somewhere. Now go and ask. It's a reality. Vishada. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Actually, Bhagavad Gita, if somebody reads, no, and he's a thoughtful man, he's having little intelligence, he can't waste his time in any other pursuits. It's an awakening call. But because our consciousness has become so dull, so conditioned, knowingly, there is a verse which comes in Garuda Purana, knowingly that we want happiness, we want peace, we want to be contented, we are only going on doing wrong things. We know that, we don't want to do that. But we are going on doing that. But we are expecting that, I should be happy, I should be peaceful. And knowingly that the right thing I'm supposed to do that, I'm not able to do that. Very nicely, this question was put forth by Arjuna, where he asked this question, Atha kena prayuktoyam. papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyajitaha. Atakena prayuktoim. What? By what a person is impelled to act sinfully. Mind you, the word sin doesn't mean that you kill someone grossly or something. Sin is something when you act something against the law or the plan of the Lord, where you want to enjoy independently. Each one of us have that kama. Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha. Charati is to go, act in a sinful way. Anichan, I don't want to do. I know this is not good for me, but I'm not able to help myself. I'm helpless. Anichan api bharshneya baladiva niyojita. Anybody knows what is the definition of bala, force? Scientists, researchers. What is bala? What is force? That's the F is equal to ma. But what is the technical, the first law of Newton's, this thing? What is the force definition? You did partly. Some more? Who are the students? Unless an external, unbalanced, imbalanced force is, not force, an agent is acting which will bring an object which is in a state of inertia to motion, or if it is in the state of motion to a state of inertia. It's an external agent. Balad. There is a force which is acting on me to act helplessly. I don't want to. Baladiva niyojita. As if there is a force which is niyojita, which is engaging me to act in that sinful activities. What is it? What is it? When Arjuna is asking that, beautifully the Lord answers this, very powerful. Shri Bhagavan uvacha kamayesha krodhayesha rajoguna samudbhava mahasano mahapapma vidhiyenam yavairinam. Kamayesha krodhayesha. See, sometimes people say, I actually am a very nice person. I have no bad things inside me, no evils. You ask people, no bad things. But then, somehow or other, when I see that object, I get attracted. So ask yourself, if that attraction is there in that object, everybody in the world should get attracted to that object. Does it happen? No. Somebody says, okay, that's very simple. Okay, maybe, the object of attraction is not attractive to everyone, it is subjective. Somebody may have attraction for something, somebody may have attraction for another thing. So then it is a problem with my senses. Is it really true? If that is true, something, sometimes we like at some point in time, after some point in time we don't like that. As we grow up, our taste changes, our likings, dislikings change, we don't like and we dislike something. Then some people say, maybe it is there in the mind. Prajahati yada kaman. By the way, all this, what I am saying is there in Bhagavad Gita. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa. Because I am repeatedly meditating on some particular object, I am developing an attraction for this. So I don't have a problem. Just because I meditated on that, I developed an attraction. Somebody says it is because of my senses are uncontrolled, they are acting sinfully. So we are trying to find some scapegoat in our life and put that blame on that. But this verse is telling, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava. Actually, when we are influenced by the mode of passion, we develop an attraction. What is the influence of rajoguna? What does it mean? It's also, you can say, another way of creating another scapegoat. You are saying rajoguna. Rajoguna, when it acts, the problem that happens is two problems. Akshep and vikshep. We forget who we are. This is the first thing. We forget that we are spirit soul. And vikshep, we strongly identify ourselves with the body. Ye to hu main, ye body ka hai bas. So because of that, kama and krodha. Kama esha, krodha esha. As such, kama and krodha are not bad. But you need to know where it is coming. Rajoguna samudbhava. By the influence of modes of passion, Kama and Krodha is coming. Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajoguna samudbhava. Mahasano. In your lives, do you know of anyone who has got a voracious appetite? You might be scared to invite him to your house if there is a function. Right? Do you have anybody? Or at least somewhere you would have seen. Some movie somewhere, something, somebody can eat like anything. Kama is like that. The more you try to satisfy, the more the appetite comes back with double intensity. You feel that you satisfy your desire, you're done with that, you're in complete delusion. Comes back with double intensity. Maha asano. Asano is eating. Maha asano, it can eat. It's a voracious eater. Mahapapma. Mahapapma is, this is the biggest, this is the most sinful. Biddhi enam yavairinam. Know for sure, there is no enemy who's there outside. This is the biggest enemy that you have. This is the biggest evil that you have right in your heart. Kamesha, Krodhesha, Rajoguna, Samudbhava, Mahasano, Mahapapma, Biddhi enam yavairinam. So, what do we do then? Simple thing. Actually, life is not complicated. Life is very easy and simple if we want to be simple. But because we are so much conditioned, we don't want to give it up. This is a nice story. Our Acharya Srila Prabhupada's Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, there are two stories in fact, he says. There was one fisherwoman and she used to sell fish. That's what they do. Have you seen some ladies like that? They sometimes dry fish or they, get some fresh fish, go to the market and they sell fish and all. So this lady, one day, she went to her cousin's place. The cousin was very rich, very nice house the cousin had and very opulent, nice food, nice bed to sleep and all. This lady goes there and she had nice food and all. After that, she was about to take rest. And when she was about to take rest, she's changing sides from this side to that side. When saying this, maybe there is some problem with the bed, the foam, the pillow. She's doing everything, but still she's not getting sleep. You know what the cousin gave her the solution? She seemed to have an answer probably. Yeah, please. What is it? So she told, okay, let's do one thing. Let's get some fish from somewhere and keep it in the house so that you get that fish smell. And when you get that fish smell, you can sleep nicely. And that actually happened. Our lives are like that. We are so conditioned to doing the wrong things. We don't want to change. Kamesha, Krodhesha, Rajoguna, Samubhava, Mahasano, Mahapapma. Oh, Vidyanam is it's a formidable enemy. Don't take it lightly. And there's another thing which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, it's also very, very, very interesting. These stories, they illustrate the point very nicely. Actually, all of our lives, we say, this stories of Bhagavatam, what are they meant for? They are meant for us to learn those lessons and apply it in our life. But unfortunately, we are so conditioned, we go back to our original state again and again. No matter how much you try to bring it, still a person goes back to his original state. There's another story which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. How many of you are familiar with this, we sing that song, Nityananda Prabhu, that he has brought Namahatta, right? What is that song? No, not that one. Nityananda Mahajan. Pasi daki ache Namahatta jibera karan. That marketplace or Namahatta. In villages, once in a while, like maybe once in a month, there will be a marketplace, right? So marketplace, the people who will come from different parts and they will be there for that one day and they'll disappear. One person goes there and buys one cow from a marketplace. He buys the cow and he brings it. I was very happy. I have bought a cow. The cow will give milk. And with that milk, I'll drink and I'll become strong and healthy. And then that's how he brings the cow. And he brings the cow and he's feeding the cow because this man was a poor man. He didn't have a lot of money. So he was not able to, he had some dry fodder and some dry grass. That's what he was giving to the cow, and the cow was not eating. The cow was not eating, and he's surprised what to do. A cow should eat what I'm giving, but cow is not eating. So then he went to a very saintly person, a very knowledgeable person who was living in the village. He went and asked, "Oh Mahashaya, oh Mahatma, oh great soul, you have solution for everything. I'm here, I'm trying to find out that my cow, it's actually he found out before meeting that saintly person that the cow was belonging to a rich man. And the rich man had many cows, and he had a nice grazing field where this cow used to go and graze green grass. Because he's used to eating that, he was not interested in taking this dry grass. So he went and told this to the sage, saying that you have got solution to every problem. My cow has got this problem where he's not eating this dry grass, and I've gotten this cow with a great hope. He'll give me milk, but now what should I do? So the sage looked at him and he said, I have a solution for you. So he said, what? He said, buy a green glass and make the cow wear that. And he brought a green glass and he made him wear that, and the cow started eating it. 20 rupees solution. This Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says this story. We are so conditioned to seeing and doing wrong things. Kama and Artha. On these two platforms we are running. Mahasano, Mahapapma. The biggest problem is we don't even realize that we are having this Ravana-like demon inside us. We don't realize. We think, what is wrong with that? I'm doing fine. And that is why every one of our life is having Vishada, lamentation, big time Vishada. And the journey of Bhagavad Gita is to bring us from Vishada to Prasada. प्रसाद इज अ वर्ड. पीपल थिंक प्रसाद मीन्स, पूछते हैं कभी कभी फ़ोन करके, आपके यहाँ प्रसाद मिलता है शाम को? मिलता है प्रसाद. प्रसाद का मतलब, प्रसाद इज एक्चुअली मर्सी. Arjuna, towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, when he says about his state, the sthiti, he is telling, Nashta moha smritir labdva tvat prasadat maya achyuta. By your mercy, O Lord, my illusion is gone. Otherwise, this illusion is very difficult. Ravana didn't die so easily. No. Big Mayavi, big time demon. You shoot and remove one head, another head will pop up. You do that one more time, again one more head will come up. Like that, the moment you step out, again those material desires can become very strong. Not easy. Actually, one should understand. And then this life will be gone, finished. Human body is over. But we are busy. We are busy with our own lives. This thing, artha, kamas, pursuits are going on. And the affection for our family members is so strong and deep. That attachment, actually the root cause of Vishada is attachment. Asakti. Asakti on material objects, asakti on our family. So is it wrong? It's not wrong, but it is an illusion. Before our birth, we didn't have any of those relationships. We didn't know who they are. And for sure, every one of us in this material world, we are temporary. We cannot get happiness eternally from any of these objects. And it is meant to go away from us. But that attachment, creates illusion. Nashta moha, nashta, it's over, it's gone. That illusion is gone. Smritir labdva. Now I have regained my memory. Tvat prasadat maya achyuta. By your mercy. By prasada, prasanna is actually from the same root. You can become satisfied, happy. Tvat prasadat maya achyuta. Stitosmi. Now I am fixed in my position. Gata sandeha. All the doubts are gone. Karishye vachanam tava. But many of us, even though we have come and, we have got this human form of life, many of us, even though we are fortunate that we have come in touch with a pure devotee, we are not able to give up our material activities and pursuits. Not that you have to give up completely. Whatever basically is required for keeping the soul and body together, you have to do. But you have to learn to overcome this ichcha and dvesha. This sukha and dukkha, this definition of sukha and dukkha. This is favorable to me, I should keep on doing. Related to my body. I have to learn to overcome that. That is the real victory that the Lord is looking at. Sthitir Vaikuntha Vijaya. When the Lord sees that the living entities who are conditioned because of ignorance, who are doing sinful activities and getting entangled, gets enlightened by the spiritual knowledge, comes back to their original state, Sthitosmi. That sthiti, when that sthiti comes, the Lord becomes happy. Vaikuntha Vijaya. So on this auspicious day, when we have got maybe another 10-15 minutes, when we are talking about Lord Ram's victory over Ravana, Ravana was not somebody who was there only in that Treta Yuga, and now it's not there. The Ravana is deeply there inside us, very deeply. And unless and until I do something very consciously, intensely, I can't overcome this. I can't. So actually, if somebody asks me, what could be this 10 heads of Ravana? What does it represent? I mean, I don't have a lot of this thing, but I just was thinking, what possibly this 10 heads of Ravana can represent? Actually, what I would say is, if you go back and you do an introspection of your own life and write down what are those ichhas, what are those desires, what are those kamanas that you are having which is tormenting you, and what are those things which you feel aversion towards. Both are bad. Sometimes aversion, actually we are expert in finding faults with others, expert, pravina, but we don't see what is going on inside us. So if somebody does that and sees what he can do to overcome, this verse of Bhagavad Gita, dharma kshetra kurukshetra samaveta yutsava mamakaha pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. Don't have a lot of time, but it's a beautiful verse. This verse is spoken by whom? Dhritarashtra. How many verses Dhritarashtra spoke? Only one? Srinidhi Mataji? Not aware? Two? One? Anybody two? Two, okay. Say 1, 2 has come. Anybody for 3? 3, eh? 3, eh? 3, okay. Anybody 4? Nobody for 4, okay. 1, 2, 3, we've got 3 answers at least. He spoke only one verse. But in that one verse, the entire purpose as to why we should read Bhagavad Gita is very nicely given. Dhritarashtra. Dhrita, who is holding to the Rashtra, Artha, like Sampati or land, at any cost. Doesn't matter whose this land is or whose property it is. Dhritarashtra uvacha. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Mind you, dharma kshetra, dharma, the word dharma also is most misused, misunderstood word. Dharma comes from the root word dhru, which means dharayate, or which holds or sustains us. Dharma kshetra, this kurukshetra, because this kshetra or field belongs to Kurus, so it is called kurukshetra. But there is another meaning of the word kshetra. It is given in 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where the kshetra represents our own body. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. In this battlefield, which is a battlefield of dharma. What dharma is, we don't know. And there is a constant battle which is going on inside us, which we tend to ignore. Pashyana pina pashyana, we don't want to see. Chalo, theek hai. I mean, the shoka, when somebody goes through some vishada or shoka, which is a natural symptom of a person who is conditioned and who is living in this material world, what they do? They either go and intoxicate, or they indulge in some shopping, or they do some binge watching, thinking that they will overcome that grief. Does it go away by that? No, it just makes you forget for the time being. And when you come back to your original state, again it comes back. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samabeta yuyutsavaha. They've come here to fight. And the fight is there inside us. The Rama-Ravana fight is always there. Mamakaha Pandava. Actually, there is no distinction. But he's creating a distinction here. Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kimma Kurvata Sanjaya. The word Sanjaya is someone who has overcome the Ichcha and Dvesha. the likes and dislikes. He's a neutral man. Unless a person becomes a Sanjaya, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita will not enter. सुनते हैं हम सब बहुत लोग आके सुनते हैं, कोई असर नहीं होता है, कुछ नहीं. यथा पूर्वम तथा परम. हम चले जाते हैं. We go back in our life and we continue doing that. Sanjaya, one has to learn the art of becoming a Sanjaya. Then this message, this knowledge will act. So the closing that I will have, I'll say that there are, in my this thing, there are 10 heads of Ravana, which most of us can identify with. And the 10 heads of Ravana, actually, especially in this Kali Yuga, the first head will be overwork and busyness. I'm so busy. The common excuse you find people in this way, you call them, "Hey, Prabhu, I'm so busy. I've got this, I've got that, I've got..." For what? What are you busy in life? The real Purushartha is Dharma and Moksha. There's no time. I'm too busy for japa, I'm too busy for temple, I'm too busy for spiritual time, the family, this thing. There's no this thing, commitment. Overwork and busyness. People are so much overworking. So much. Actually, this, that, I have to do this, somehow or other. Why? Because I've got kamatura. I have to maintain my this thing, and I'm so affectionate towards them, and I think if I don't do, who will do this? And this goes on like this. So this is called the first head of this thing, where we are too busy with our over busy and overwork and busyness. Okay, so many things. There was one devotee who was sharing this, that he decided to wake up early and chant his number of rounds, but immediately there was a notification on the phone. His phone had that notification, and he saw there are 2 emails which are there to be answered. And there are some messages, and he got busy. Before even he could know, 2 hours have passed. So this is how Ravana steals our morning. Instead of offering the time to Rama, in the name of responsibility, we get carried away. So Rama actually, Lord Ram has given us this family and work, but not at the cost of forgetting him. Not at the cost of forgetting. But we get carried away, as I was mentioning, condition. Second one is financial anxiety and greed. Right? Financial anxiety, what will happen to me in future? What will happen? Stress over mortgage, children's education, retirement funds. With that, the mind is consumed fully. Fully consumed. So there is one person who was in Bangalore who was sharing the story that, just to maintain the family, he was doing 2 jobs. And he was so busy, 2 shifts, morning, then evening, running and doing and all. And ultimately, one day he heard from his son that, "Father, you are doing so much, but I never saw you there when I was growing up, in my school days. I don't even remember talking to you, you being present." Actually, Lakshmi naturally follows Narayana. When we keep spiritual priorities strong, prosperity flows in balance. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mat prasadat tarishyasi. What is that? Durgani, that 18th chapter verse. Mat prasadat tarishyasi. Badri? Mat chitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. Mat chitta, just be conscious of Krishna. So many living entities are being maintained by him. Will he not maintain us? Can I have not this much of faith? And people are so attached to their wealth, they don't want to give up, they don't want to part. Grihastha ashram is meant to give this Lakshmi for the maintenance of the other 3 ashrams. Because Brahmachari has given up his life. He has dedicated his life. A Grihastha is still enjoying so-called enjoyment, whatever, in the name of, if he continues to do, thinking all that is meant for his enjoyment, is actually, it's a big entanglement. The example is given is Kolobecha Sridhar, who hardly was getting some money. He was just selling some donas, what do you call this? It is made up of some leaflet donas, and with that he was surviving, but still with that income he was giving 50%. Forget about 50%, even people hesitate to give. You see the hundi, most of the things that we find is $1 or coins. Oh, you should do. So the financial anxiety, the stress over mortgage, children's education, retirement funds, and they're working 2 jobs and then they don't know what to do with life. Artha and Kama Atura. The third head probably could be compassion and envy. So you look at, not compassion, comparison and envy. Looking at some other's property, look at somebody's cars, look at somebody's dress, something, and you look at yourself and you feel that, oh God, I don't have this thing. I start lamenting. And the children's success or some cars, homes, it creates envy and dissatisfaction inside. And this envy and dissatisfaction is a big hindrance inside. Right? Instead of comparing, actually we should celebrate each family's unique service to Lord Ram. There is one devotee who asked Prabhupada, very nice this thing, that she's a mother, she's a devotee, and she went and asked Prabhupada, others have better things than us. So many others have got so many nice things than us. Prabhupada replied, if you have Krishna, what more do you want? If you don't have Krishna, what do you have? Simple thing. If you have Krishna, what more do you want? And if you don't have Krishna, what do you have? The fourth one is anger and irritation at home. Minor irritations can escalate into harsh words that scar our relationships. Right? So, there was one devotee family whom I was talking to. They started arguing as to who is going to cook prasadam today. Okay, and that small spark, it lit a huge fire. So Ravana thrives in the home where respect is lost. And Ram resides there where there is forgiveness and humility. Kamayesha krodhesha. We know this verse from Bhagavad Gita, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa, Sangasteshu Sanjayate, Kama Sangasteshu Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa, Sangasteshu Upajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kama, Kamat Krodho Bhijayate. From Kama only comes Krodha. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat buddhinasat. Buddhinasat pranashyati. Once Krodha comes, you forget the sense of what's good, what's wrong, what's bad, and the complete bewilderment. And then the intelligence is lost and a person falls down. So anger and irritation. Fifth one is over-attachment to comfort. The need for luxury, gadgets, constant entertainment weakens our tolerance and simplicity. 2 things gets destroyed. In Bhagavatam, there is a verse which comes, Durapahi alpatapasa. Alpatapasa, meager in austerity. Why people have got meager austerity in this Kali Yuga? When the science and technology is making so much advancement, they can't take austerity because they're so used to this, attached to this comfort. But the spiritual life demands a little bit of austerity. The need for luxury, gadgets, constant entertainment, it weakens our tolerance. We can't tolerate, we can't sit here, we just can't do anything. And simplicity in the heart goes away. Comfort is not wrong, but comfort without sacrifice for bhakti makes the heart weak. If there is no sacrifice in the heart, it makes the heart weak. Right? Neglect of sadhana. This is one of the biggest problems why the Ravana grows inside. The sadhana becomes weakened just for the sake of doing it, we do it. Chanting somehow or other, we finish it. Hearing to hua nahi, reading to forget about it. Neglect of sadhana. You know how earlier days we used to send posts to different people? You'll have an envelope and you'll put the letter inside, you'll put the glue and then you'll put it in a box, in a mailbox. and it goes to the destination. Imagine if you do that, but you forget to put the nice envelope you have purchased with very ornamental, decorative this thing, but there is no letter inside. So it goes to somebody who receives that. He'll be thinking, "Arey, kya bheja kya hai isme? What is there inside?" There's nothing. Like that, some externally we do some show, we come, temple, Dasara, this. In the heart, there is no genuine prayer for the Lord. "Oh Lord, please remove these anarthas from me, from my heart. I've been tormented by them from so many years and I'm continuing to do." There's no real, that prayer is missing. Neglect of sadhana. No intensity. Somehow there was one devotee who was telling me that I complete my 16 rounds of chanting in traffic jams and on Zoom calls. That's what our life is. Then screen addiction and distraction. Social media, YouTube, gaming, endless scrolling eat up hours. That could actually nourish our family and devotion. And so, simple things, learning the art of reading Srila Prabhupada's books, associating with them genuinely. Pride of accomplishments, another big head of Ravana. Big this thing. Thinking that I am successful in my job, my children are doing well, my service is important. Ravana also thought like that. I have conquered the 3 worlds, who can touch me? Yet just one arrow, it ended it all. All our achievements are because of the Lord's mercy, because of Krishna's mercy. Pride is like something polishing a brass while neglecting the gold. Just externally shining, but internally it is hollow. Lust, misaligned desires I spoke about, and doubting Lord's care, losing faith when difficulties come. The reason I was asking you the first chapter's name, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Even in the state of Vishada, it can be an opportunity to unite with the Lord, provided we know that. So losing faith when difficulties come. Why is this happening to me? Where is God? Lord Ram himself exiled for 14 years on the day of his coronation. Did the inhabitants, the citizens of Ayodhya come and say, "Where is Dharma? Where is God?" They followed him in faith. Lord may test us, but his care never fails. When we surrender, like Vibhishan surrendered, with nothing and gained everything. So just like this last 1 minute, just like Rama's arrow pierced Ravana's chest, today, if we genuinely, sincerely, honestly make use of chanting the holy names of the Lord, same names, same Lord's holy name, that same Lord who killed Ravana, he has invested all his potency in his holy name. That can pierce through these heads in our hearts. Whichever that head may be, which is troubling us the most, I can pray to Lord Ram to shoot that arrow and finish that. And mind you, all these 10 heads are coming because of this biggest, one big head, the center head that we had. The biggest head is because of the illusion of accepting that we are this body. It leads to all these things. So on this auspicious day, let it not be just a ritual which you come and attend and go back. Let it not be something that you saw that one Ravana effigy was burnt and you feel happy with that. Pray to the Lord sincerely and honestly. Let the vehicle of my life not move only on these 2 wheels of kama and artha, or artha and kama. Rather, I should spend some time on dharma and moksha. I should be very honest to acknowledge those Ravanas which are there inside me, those heads which are there. Oh Lord, with your powerful chanting of the names, let these heads completely get vanished. That should be our goal, that should be our prayer. We will stop here. Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan ki, Ramachandra Vijayotsava Mahamahotsav.